But first, an update on the massive fire in South Madison that closed Park Street for nearly 13 hours. Grace Olch is at the scene. Grace, you were there for us last night too. What differences are you seeing tonight?
Yeah, Caroline, it's definitely a much calmer scene than it was last night. We were here a little after 11 o'clock, and behind me, if I was standing right here, you would see huge flames, big plumes of smoke, and you could just smell it in the air. And the whole area was really, really hazy. There were a lot of unknowns last night, but business owners now are able to find their answers. I spoke with a local shop owner less than a block away from here, and she said when she heard the news, she was in a panic.
I had received a lot of phone calls and emails over the night. That's how I learned about the fire.
Sarah Branch started her business Earthly Temptation in 2020 and just moved into her Park Street storefront in September 2022.
I jumped up and got up, got dressed, and came over here to try to see what was going on. But since all the streets was blocked off, I wasn't able to get close enough. But I was able to see the large flames coming from the back of the building.
Branch says because of barricades Madison Fire and Police had set up, she wasn't sure exactly which buildings had caught fire.
Of course, I panicked a little bit because I wanted to just be sure that everyone was safe. Wasn't sure if anybody was in the building or near the building to get injured or anything like that.
Thankfully, her store and products were all safe, but she had a surprise on her way into work.
I just came to work today as a normal day, thought I was going to open the shop. Then I walked in and I turned the lights on. And I'm like, okay, we don't have any power.
Customers still came to Earthly Temptations and shopped in the dark. MG&E now has power restored.
I was back on scene around 11 this morning, and still there was a fire truck pouring water on the debris. Madison Fire says there's going to be crews here overnight, just making sure there are no hot spots that pop up. And if there are, they're going to be here to contain them. They say no one died in the fire and there have been no injuries reported. South Park Street is now completely open, but there might be a fire truck in one of the southbound lanes, depending on where they are when they're manning the fire. So MFD is just asking drivers to move over. Live in Madison, Grace Olch, 27 News.